All right. And they talked about the design process, correct? We've studied this in Unit 1. Just grab Mike, then have a seat with us. Okay. We talked about the design process and why is the design process important?
To solve problems or improve things.
Solve problems or improve things. Anyone want to add to that as well? It's good. Good answer. Anyone want to add to it? Good. It's essentially that's it, but it's a systematic way as well. We use that as a systematic way to solve problems, issues, improve, innovate. So, what we've done was we've studied the unit in Unit 1. We started the design process. Number one, before we solve any issue, before we address any issue, we have to define it. And today we're going to define a problem or an issue, and we're going to solve it. Okay? Once we do that, remember the next step after that? Do you guys remember? Say it loud and proud.
Generate concepts.
Come on. Generate concepts. Thank you. We generate concepts. What does that include? What does that mean?
Brainstorming.
Brainstorming. We brainstorm different ideas, and when we brainstorm, what do we need to do at brainstorming?
Don't judge. That's what we can.
All right. Don't judge.
Get a lot of ideas.
Get a lot of ideas. Build off of others. Antonio.
Just don't stop thinking about ideas.
Don't stop thinking. Ken.
Everyone participates.
Everybody participates, like today, right, Ollie?
Yeah.
Good. Because Ollie may be sitting with the greatest idea possible. In my revelation.
I'm on the other side of the table.
That's all right. I'm on your side too. It's okay. So we don't want to discourage anything. We want to free flow ideas. You guys done this. We also want to jot our ideas down because again, if we forget about what we're doing, it might come back. It might be like that aha moment. Once we've got ideas, what do we have to do with those ideas?
Present them.
Present?
Or develop a solution using those ideas.
Yes. Now, when you say develop a solution, what do we mean by that, Ollie?
We mean by using all our ideas, putting them together for something that...
Help them out.
Choosing and getting rid of some ideas if it's capable or not being done.
Ken?
Yeah, like narrowing them down to the best one.
Is that pretty much what Ollie said, Mike? Ollie's major idea? Good. You guys adding it together. It's this kind of whittling it down. We also look at, what are some things we look at when we try to develop the solution? What is one of the factors that might stop a great idea? Shane?
If you can actually make it or not with the materials you have.
Materials. Jacob? Money. Money. Ollie?
Yeah, skill set.
Skill set. I saw your hand up. Ken?
Technology.
Technology?
Time.
Time is money. Time, money. Skill set, skills, technology. All these reasons might restrict something. But once we kind of figure it out, the one we want to go to, Henry, what's our next step? It's all right.
Test prototype of the actual plate thing.
Test, yep, you construct it. This is the hands-on piece. You're going to make it. You're going to design it. You're going to go with it. And then after that, what do? We've got something good. You're putting your car in. You're putting you're putting the new engine in your car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to do after you test it, right?
You're gonna use it.
You're going to use it. But you're going to see if it's better?
Yeah.
Are you going to get that gas mileage?
Yeah.
So again, we're going to actually evaluate. If not, Henry's going to say, I need a new engine. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
No. But you want to evaluate it. You look at these solutions. So, what are we doing today? Now, we do this instant challenge. We were supposed to have one day. You know, I like to spread it out for a day or 2 days or 3 days. So, I've got everything for everybody here. We're going to do a chore master. I've got chore master. I've assigned you guys groups. I'm going to spread these out and make a time. I like to do, those cooking shows? My mother was a chef. She went to the CIA. And I like the big reveal. Like, what are we going to do with today? So I've got the big reveal, the materials you're going to use. All right? Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff you're going to be using today. Your job is to take a chore. In the groups I've already designed for you guys, you are going to use the materials I'm going to show you. You're going to go through the design process that we've covered. What's up?
Oh, I see. Some people got different things.
Oh,
Like, no, I got just a lot.
you good?
What about this?
That's what you need.
Oh, I don't need the graph thingy?
No,
Okay.
you took this earlier from last class.
No, I didn't.
No, okay.
You told me not to.
Oh, sorry. All right, this is the same thing on the website. So if you want to use the website, you can. I'm sorry about that, Ben.
No, it's alright.
The equipment is a list on the right, the stuff we're going to be using. You're going to make a household activity. You're going to make something that's going to make a chore better using this material. Any chore. Any of the materials, I don't care what you do with the materials, how you do it. If you cut it up, if you glue it, if you tape it, I think I have glue. But if you, any way you modify it, that's okay. If you want to think outside the box and use part of the casing of equipment, that's fine too, the materials. You guys already know your teams. If not, when we get started, I can tell you your teams again, okay? What we're going to do is you're going to go through the design process. You're going to brainstorm. You're going to pick a solution. You're going to design it. You're going to test it. You're going to evaluate to the class. You're going to show it to the class. You're going to present the idea to this class. All right? The rubric. Now, Unit 1, I was very liberal on things with the engineering design notebook. Oh, sorry, the engineering notebook. I have a rubric checklist. It's on the website, but I want you guys to have a visual of it. Basically, we're looking for the key things. Did you complete the title block? Do you have a title block filled out on your entry? All the things are dated. Table of contents, signatures, dates. Did you do quality sketching? So again, if you're not the best artist in the world, you could still put those notes and annotate it. Okay, remember what I say about paper? Paper is cheap, tuition's expensive. You've got a huge book, use it. If you run out of the pages, I'll give you another book. So don't cram it all in there. Spread it out so somebody can read it. Because it's not for you, it's for somebody else to see what you've done. So your audience isn't yourself. You know the ideas. So it's for the audience. All right, and I want to see in this, and this is the most important thing, design, did you clearly follow the steps of the design process? We want to see that in there, and always, just because you guys are young professionals, all right, you guys are young and moving into the I guess, professional world at some point in the future, I want you, whatever that future may be, I want you to present your work in a professional manner. So make sure you take pride, and as you guys have already done, I've seen some amazing work with that, okay? And then we've got 2 questions to be answered, and you can answer them in the notebook, or you can submit them online. So, without further ado, can I have these gentlemen lift this up? Sorry about the tarp. I should try to find something smaller. And these are the materials you guys will be working at with your groups. Any of the stuff which you guys got. Now, also, I brought these out. I didn't want to throw them on the table. You can cut this up. You can use anything. Now, I also have a bonus. I like to do kind of something special. So who's group 3A? Do you guys remember 3A?
Me.
3M.
Yeah, I think I moved here, right?
I Ollie's in our group.
Wait, which number am I in?
3Z. I'll tell you in a minute. So, hold on.
That's 3H, or whatever.
No, that's my M. Yeah, I'm not the best artist either. All right, so for 3M, you will have to use, in your design, small plastic cups. You have to use that. Has to be in your design. All right, 3A. Group 3A. You get a pass. You can use anything you want. And then, 3Z. Straws. Have to use straws. All right, gentlemen, this is when I'm done talking. I'll be watching you guys work. I'll play out the music so you guys can get in groups. The space is yours. The class is yours. The only thing I ask, at the end of the period, you will help me clean up. Keep it clean. All right. you have the floor.
All right, for this assignment or activity, we were told to make a kind of mechanism or device that makes any type of chore easier. So we made a dog food, which can be used for any type of animals, like cats or like skunks, and take out their gland. But so, I mean, you can see here that it's dripping. I mean, this is only the cardboard prototype. If we had better materials, we'd definitely make it a little bit more secure. So what it is you put the food in here. So you go to the store, you buy a bag of food, dry like niblets and stuff. You just dump it in here, the box. You have it around here, so like old ladies, you have to like grab the cup and walk over there and like fill it up and bring it all the way back and put it back in. That can be a little wearing on them because, you know, they're old. And so what the whole entire mechanism is, you just walk over to it, it's up on the wall, and you pull like this, and you can see on the bottom, there's a little lever, so, or a little kind of like string that connects to it, you pull on it, and food kind of pours out of there, because it's all stashed in there, and you can see on the bottom, that's what comes out. And this is kind of the animals kind of preference. So you teach them over time, maybe in about, and there's a whole guide to it for about to write up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a whole book.
But what you do is they come over and they just like pull on this a little bit, and it just releases water. I would do it, but it's like tsunami. It just comes out of water, and that's pretty much it. And it's the chore master feeding a pet.
What do you guys think? Or I should say, do you have any questions? More particularly.
Yeah, so it would be placed. It would be placed on a wall, and food would be placed inside, and then it would be dropped into a container for
Yeah.
dog chores.
Yeah, so it'd be like,
And how would the water work? It's like
We need demonstration.
demonstration is tsunami.
Assuming it was sealed better.
Yeah.
yes.
How would it work?
They'd like pull this thing down.
So-
So it just goes.
So it's like a hamster, you know?
Yeah, well, hamster, but like
What is it?
we were only given a straw, so it was like
What happens if the dog moves the container?
then I mean you
It's-
would
it's
just take it
secure.
back. It's secure. It's
Yeah.
secure.
Bolted to it. It won't
So it's like above it. She just comes over. She pulls it, and just it works.
It's gonna be made of titanium.
Yeah, it's made of titanium and steel and stuff like that.
Titanium.
For cardboard and...
Yeah, but no, the cardboard is just a prototype. Yeah.
Well, how can you get low on food and it's not like all in the cups when you pull it, there's still food in it, but the food doesn't come out?
Well, I mean,
You build another
it's like
one.
right there. You probably put in a little bit more food if it's running low, or you just there's some in here.
That would waste food.
It's like it's just how would it waste food?
You just put more in, what about the other food though?
Then I mean, there's always gonna be more food in that area.
Dog's
So
lead, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you put another one on top of it.
Yeah.
So like when you need more water or food, you just pull it out and it fills that one up.
All right. With the design process, talk about the design process, your own evaluation of it. Like, how effective was this? When you talk about the design process itself. So you go through, you came up with several ideas, right? What made you decide on this?
Well, me personally.
As a group.
Yeah, as a group, we just thought it'd be kind of like the coolest to work on a mechanism that could just release stuff using very simple kind of materials and kind of making something that is actually, that can work.
My last question with the design process in particular, all right, what's I going to say is that how effective do you think it is, honestly? And I don't mean to come out one way, I mean, like, your own evaluation.
Well, this thing right here,
Yeah.
it's not very good.
Yeah, but if you had the proper materials. how
Yes, I
effective-
feel like if we had proper materials, we could make it a lot sturdier, a lot less drippy, and a lot better than what you're seeing right here.
Nice. And who would you market to? Have you thought about that?
Pet owners.
That would be good. Good one.
Like PetSmart.
Good job.
Houses as they have pets.
We made this.
So we made a vacuum attachment, basically like you attach to your shop vac or your central vac, whatever. And what it does, what the original idea or purpose of it was to like clean the corners of the edges of the walls better. It's kind of hard to get in there. And then it later kind of developed into this this thing that cleans like floors a lot easier. So I don't know who wants to go first. Talk about that thing.
Alright. The straws.
Yeah.
I mean, the straws are just representing the vacuum.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing much to it. It attaches into the vacuum cleaner like that, and like he said, the original idea was that it'd be easier to go into corners, but now we have this sponge, and we have this. So we're going to talk about that.
These things, they're like little puffy things, and they make it glide on the floor so it doesn't scratch the floor in any way when you clean it. Yeah, makes it easier to move.
The sponge is the part that does the actual cleaning. You get it wet, wipe it all over the floor, and dry it off afterwards.
In addition to the vacuum.
Yeah.
In addition to the vacuum. Yeah.
Vacuum really cleans up all the dirt and stuff like that.
Basically a sponge on a stick. Vacuum powered sponge on a stick.
Anything else?
So,
Questions, gentlemen? How?
Like, so before you can, like, sell it to, like, marketers, how are you sure if it works, and how can you test it?
We tested it.
But, like,
Don't worry
if you
about
don't have a vacuum, don't worry.
Oh,
Seriously.
oh,
so
well, we
you
don't have a
to-
vacuum to test it? Well, that's not, there's no way to test it, really. Like, if you don't have a vacuum to test it. That's like,
yeah, I mean, the only reason you should be buying this is if you have a vacuum.
like, that's like
cleaner.
with the dog thing. Like,
Otherwise, it's literally just a sponge on a stick.
how would you test it without a dog? Or, you know, a cat or something
Well, you
like
could
that.
test it.
We would go through the process. We'd have to get a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, like, I bet there's a shop vac in there.
Again, the only reason you should be buying this is if you have a vacuum cleaner. Like, you wouldn't be buying, like, a dog house or a dog bed if you didn't have a dog, right? Or a pet.
How does that product separate itself from all the similar products in the marketplace today?
Oh, like similar to
Similar
the
to
other
a
vac
vacuum
cleaner?
attachment.
That one's different because it's kind of like a like instead of washing the floors and stuff like that and vacuum or vacuuming first and then washing the floors, you can do it like both.
At the same time.
Yep. It's like doing two chores at once.
Less work.
Here's a question I got. What would happen when the sponge is disgusting? From all that clean.
I mean,
You
it would
switch
be
it out.
detached.
Yeah.
So what could you do?
You just switch it out. They come with the house.
Yeah.
So where would you replace it?
Like
what part
we'd make special sponges and stuff like that. Like I think like there's we taped it on just so it doesn't fall off for now. But if it was an actual finalized design, it would be much different. But basically, this whole cup thing can just come off, and the entire vacuum attachment itself is still there. So that like the sponge attachments are their own thing. So it's cheaper too.
You don't necessarily need to use the sponge. You could just take it off and just use it as a vacuum for easier mobility for these little round things.
All right, so the sponge is like an accessory, right?
Yeah.
So you do have, okay, let's say the sponge isn't like disgusting, but I've used it. Let's say earlier today, I'm using my automatic dog feeder, and I hit the thing and the water spills out. And I got some of the dog food and some of the stuff, but now it's got an excessive amount of water on it, but it's not dirty.
Yeah.
How would I put that away? Because then it's prone to infection.
Take it off and wring it out like you do with a
Yeah.
normal sponge.
Yeah, you don't really need to.
Like it's a separate thing. Like,
Or if you just don't want it anymore, you can just toss it in the garbage. Completely disposable.
Yeah, but it's easier.
but probably
Sponges don't-
environmental friendly.
Would you possibly consider, I mean, is there something you can do to modify? And this is where it comes back to now the design process, right? How would you, if you were honestly evaluating, if this wasn't your idea, how effective is this, honestly?
It was
pretty effective.
It was pretty effective. I mean, we were doing it without like a vacuum attachment. I mean, we'd have to actually test it with a vacuum. Which we haven't
The
done.
previous trials we have put through have made it seem very effective.
Yeah, I mean, the sponge itself cleaned it pretty well.
If you were to take, let's say, good, and you were taking that to the drawing board, you're saying, oh, you take that initial design, how would you innovate? How would you improve on that design?
Probably when you use straws and cups and tape.
Okay.
Like 3D print something and then
Yeah, you could make the,
like
yeah, we just have to design it better. So make
Yeah,
it
just
more
better materials.
usable.
All right. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, Shane, Jacob, and Antonio, razzle dazzle.
Alright, so we made dog fetcher since 1 year getting tired of just throwing a plain ball with your arm. And it's just like, you get tired really faster, really quicker. But, so we made this kind of like easier fetcher. It has like a curved angle to get a better throw. And
Where should I throw?
That way.
that way.
I'll fetch it.
Too good.
It went so
Come
fast.
here. Oh, you guys probably need this, right?
We used clothespins to make it a sturdier handle because we used our last design back there. That's it. You can hold it up. That design, we used popsicle sticks.
Sure.
The one that's going to be
So this design wasn't as good because the handle was a lot less sturdy. You can see it just wiggles around. And the cup was also a lot less sturdy, so this one's just better in every way.
Can you throw it again?
Whoa!
I mean, like, you're not gonna be throwing your dog ping pong balls, so.
Yeah, that's
I think it's
That's
probably gonna
to have-
be bigger and
yeah,
stronger,
yeah.
stronger
like tennis
materials
balls, so.
to be able to hold a heavier tennis ball.
Which one for a tennis ball in the house, though?
Well, I mean,
if you throw it light enough.
you'd be throwing like,
Trust your 8-year-old?
those like squishy like sponge balls.
And then the 3-year-old put other stuff in it too.
It's also like, that's designed of a lacrosse stick, so.
Nice.
It's an ice cream scoop.
Any questions?
Good job. Any questions, gentlemen?
Is there a difference between the amount of energy used throwing the ball?
Do you want to test it out to see?
Can I throw it at you?
No.
Doesn't require much energy, does it?
Yeah, it was a man dude.
Actually, the defense actually can.
So not a lot of energy. Nice.
Yeah.
What sets yours apart from like the other dog throwers? Like,
The shuttle.
They were a rubber dog.
I've never seen another.
No, they're called chucker.
Yeah,
They're like balls on a stick.
You can put it.
And then there was one like rope thing where you float around and you throw it with your
Chuck
chuck.
is the coach.
yeah.
So basically ball in the cup for dogs.
Yeah. You throw like
What would you name this?
Far fetcher.
Far
Farfetch.
That's a good name.
That's a very good
I like
name.
that.
That's what this That's good. I really like that handle too.
See, people are just gonna buy it for the name.
Well, that's it. How many
Yeah,
things we
exactly.
buy?
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Here's a question I have. It's good, but let's say my dog is lazy
Yeah.
and it doesn't want to fetch you.
Can you don't buy one?
There you
Well,
go.
we can cover.
No, you gotta sell it. You gotta, all right. What happens if? What's something you could add to the ball itself? The
String.
Peanut butter stick.
Food? What do you want to throw?
Well,
Yeah,
I've seen these like
butter.
little balls.
Yeah.
No,
Just
like,
all
I've
about
seen
peanut
tennis
butter.
balls.
Bloodhound.
That's
Yeah,
like
but if I'm throwing a peanut butter ball around, right?
Inside, in the middle.
Well, it would have to be covered in peanut butter, right?
Because like there's
Or dog treat.
How about other balls that have been like
Balls.
scented just like
Yeah.
artificially?
Or catnip, are you kidding me?
Balls.
Cat goes crazy on catnip. Would you modify, if you had more resources, would you think you'd modify the ball itself? Would you have designer balls? Like so it's
Yes,
big?
I would like
Maybe like something you can put a treat inside of.
that's heavy enough to like throw, but still light enough to not break anything in the house. Or
That
like,
could be a big thing. Good. What would you guys do to modify it? I see Ben's hand up.
Oh no, I had a question. Oh, okay. So, if you had more time, would you experiment with like different angles and stuff like that to see
Yes.
like what would throw it further?
absolutely.
Nice. And also the design process. How effective do you think this is? Like honestly, again, the honest question I ask everybody. How effective when you evaluate, if you were evaluating this film, and you gotta say, okay, we've tested it, we've made our prototype, we're evaluating it, presenting these findings, because we mass produce this if this is good. How effective do you think it is?
I mean, it could definitely be better, but I mean,
I'm saying something short.
like you said, if we had like better resources and more time and that kind of stuff, it could definitely be better. But I think it's works pretty well now.
Instead of like using separate pieces, we could just like molded plastic.
Yeah.
And you really, like I said, what happened with the first design? Can you show that again, Shane? Like, what was that all about? Like, what happened? Just
Like it's just way too.
That helped us like create this idea because it allowed us to like figure out what was wrong with that and kind of adapt this one to it.
so in the design process, when you were developing it, right? The prototype wasn't valid, so you went all the way back, correct? And you went back probably to say develop a solution, correct?
Yeah.
So you went basically, we had our idea, we wanted the ball, throwing a ball, but we said the prototype didn't work. Nice. Any other questions? Mike, sufficient enough? All right, thanks, gentlemen. All right, we got the feedback.
Teach Pet to use it.
I mean,
Hey, they spelled your name right.
and they're like, wait, it's
This helps because we know how to improve our product now, right?
Yeah, but I mean, some of it seems, some of the feedback seems rather repetitive, and
well, that's a good thing. I mean, we know exactly what we need to improve on. You know.
it also seems incredibly negative. I mean,
Not
it doesn't
necessarily.
vacuum corners. It vacuums.
Yeah.
And look
Well,
at
it doesn't. It doesn't
the
really.
third.
vacuum
The third.
corner.
I'm still upset about the third thing. It just says doesn't.
Don't worry about it. So, yeah, where it says it doesn't actually vacuum the corners, it only sponges them. Like, yeah.
Spelling my name.
We could probably fix that. Like, make like a different like vacuum attachment. Maybe instead of it being like circular, like adding it so it's like square, so it can get right up to the edges, and then it could still sponge it as well. Yeah, I'm done.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Maybe the best thing would be to figure out a better way to clean the sponge,
Okay.
which seems to be the most repeated. And because we might need to clean a lot of the things that are repeated is that it exists already, but I don't believe that it does.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
All right.
But we can look it up.
From the numerous responses from my critics, constructive criticism, it's obvious that we have to fix the dripping problem. I mean, that's pretty much a problem with each one. And we're gonna make it so that the food doesn't get stale in our next prototype. We're gonna put a top on it, so it's more effective.
Nice. Nice.
Prototype B2.
Yeah, insulation and stuff. Yeah, keep it good. keep the good food good. You know what I mean?
So one of the problems with this was that there's actually no return feature. So when you throw it, you can't actually get it back. And then there's also the idea that there's already things that do this, like the chuck it.